I'm here to talk to you about the power of your mind and the untapped potential that resides within each and every one of us. I want you to understand that no matter where you come from, what you've been through, or what you've achieved so far, you have the ability to become the best version of yourself. But it won't be easy. It will take grit, determination, and an unrelenting desire to push beyond your limits. How do I find the motivation to keep going when things get tough? Well, let me tell you a story. I wasn't always the person I am today. I used to be overweight, out of shape, and stuck in a dead-end job. I was comfortable, but I was miserable. And then one day I had a wake-up call. I realized that I was capable of so much more, but I had been holding myself back. I had to confront the harsh truth that I was the only one responsible for my situation. No one else was going to change it for me. So I decided to take control of my life, one step at a time. I started by setting small goals for myself. I began running, even though I was terrible at it. I pushed through the pain and the self-doubt, and I kept going. It wasn't about being the fastest or the strongest. It was about proving to myself that I could endure, that I could overcome the challenges life threw at me. I want you to understand that motivation doesn't come from external sources. It comes from within. It's about finding that fire inside you, that burning desire to be better, to do better. It's about embracing the discomfort and using it as fuel to propel you forward. You see, life is full of obstacles and they're not going anywhere, but you have a choice. You can either let those obstacles stop you, or you can use them as stepping stones to your success. The most incredible transformations happen when you decide to step out of your comfort zone and confront the things that scare you. I'm not saying it will be easy. In fact, it will be the hardest thing you've ever done. But let me tell you something, the path to greatness is not meant to be easy. It's meant to be challenging, to test your limits, to push you to the brink. It's in those moments of struggle that you discover who you truly are. You've got to develop mental toughness. You've got to be willing to embrace pain and adversity, to welcome discomfort with open arms, because it's in those moments that you grow stronger, that you become the person you were meant to be. There's a saying that goes, you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. I want you to think about that. Are the people around you lifting you up or holding you back? Surround yourself with those who inspire you, who push you to be better, who believe in your potential. But let me be clear, you are your own biggest motivator. You have to believe in yourself, even when no one else does. You have to be your own hero. When you're faced with adversity, when you feel like giving up, ask yourself, am I really giving it my all? More often than not, the answer is no. You have to be willing to push past your limits, to go beyond what you think is possible. Don't set limits on yourself. Don't say, I can't do this, or I'm not good enough. Those are just excuses, and they will hold you back. Instead, say, I will find a way. I will make it happen. It's not about being the best. It's about being your best. It's about giving everything you've got every single day and never settling for mediocrity. Don't be content with being average when you have the potential to be extraordinary. I want you to understand that failure is not the end. It's just a stepping stone to success. It's a lesson, a chance to learn and grow. Embrace failure. Don't fear it. When you fall down, get back up. When life knocks you down, stand up and fight back with everything you've got. Success is not reserved for the lucky or the talented. It's earned by those who are willing to put in the work, to grind it out day in and day out. It's about consistency, about showing up when you don't feel like it, about doing the work even when it's not glamorous. I want you to understand that there will be moments when you doubt yourself, when you question whether it's all worth it. But I promise you, the pain of regret is far worse than the pain of discipline. When you look back on your life, you don't want to wonder what could have been. You want to know that you gave it your all, that you left nothing on the table. So how do you find the motivation to keep going? You find it in your why. Why do you want to succeed? What's driving you? What's your purpose? When you have a clear why, when you know what you're fighting for, it becomes a lot easier to stay motivated. But remember, motivation is fleeting. It comes and goes. What you need is discipline. You need to have the discipline to do the things you don't want to do, to push through the tough times, to keep going, even when it feels like you're making no progress at all. Don't wait for the perfect moment to start. There's no such thing as the perfect moment. The time is now. Take that first step, no matter how small it may be, and then take another and another. Progress may be slow, but as long as you're moving forward, you're on the right path. In closing, I want you to understand that you are capable of greatness. You have the power to overcome any obstacle, to achieve any goal, but it won't be easy, and it won't happen overnight. It will require hard work, dedication, and a relentless pursuit of your dreams. So don't settle for mediocrity. Don't let fear or self-doubt hold you back. Be willing to push past your limits, to embrace discomfort, to fight for what you want with everything you've got. And never forget that the only person standing in the way of your success is you. It's time to take control of your life, to become the best version of yourself. The world is waiting for you to unleash your potential. The journey won't be easy, but I promise you it will be worth it. One of the most important things to understand is that life is unpredictable. It has a way of throwing curveballs when you least expect them. You can't control the circumstances that come your way, but you can control how you respond to them. This is where true strength lies. Think about it. Life is like a relentless storm, and you are the ship navigating through it. The waves will be fierce, the winds will howl, and you will face moments when you feel like you're on the verge of sinking. But let me tell you something essential. You are far more robust than you realize. You have the capacity not only to weather the storm, but to harness its power and use it to sail further than you ever thought possible. It's in those moments of adversity that you discover your true character. It's easy to be motivated and enthusiastic when everything is going well, but when the going gets tough, that's when your true strength emerges. It's when you're faced with challenges, setbacks, and failures that you have the opportunity to grow and evolve. You see, I didn't become who I am today by coasting through life. I became who I am by embracing discomfort, by seeking out challenges, by pushing myself to the limits, and then pushing a little further. It's in those moments of pain and struggle that you truly find yourself. There's a concept I want you to understand: the 40% rule. It's a principle I've lived by for years, and it's quite simple. When you think you're done, when you've given everything you have, you're only at about 40% of your actual capacity. Your mind tricks you into believing that you can't go any further, but that's where the real battle begins. Imagine if you applied the 40% rule to every aspect of your life. When you're at the gym and you want to quit, when you're working on a project and you're exhausted, when you're facing a personal challenge and you're ready to throw in the towel, remember that you still have 60% left in the tank. That 60% is where the magic happens. Now let's talk about fear. Fear is a natural human emotion, and it's something we all experience. But here's the thing. Fear is just a feeling, and feelings can be controlled. Fear should never dictate your actions or hold you back from pursuing your dreams. I'm often asked if I'm fearless. The truth is I'm not. I feel fear just like anyone else. The difference is that I've learned to embrace fear, to use it as a tool rather than a barrier. When I feel fear, I know I'm on the right path, that I'm pushing my limits. Fear is a sign that I'm growing. So the next time you feel fear, don't run from it. Lean into it. Use it as a signal that you're on the verge of something incredible. And remember, courage isn't the absence of fear. It's the willingness to act in spite of it. Another crucial aspect of achieving your goals is setting audacious targets for yourself. Don't settle for the status quo. Aim higher than you ever thought possible. When you set big, hairy, audacious goals, you tap into a well of motivation that propels you forward. Think about it this way. If your goals are too easy, if they don't challenge you, then you're not going to be motivated to work hard. But if your goals are massive, if they seem almost impossible, then you'll be driven to push yourself to the limit. The bigger the goal, the harder you'll work to achieve it. Now let's talk about discipline. Discipline is the foundation of success. It's about doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it. It's about making sacrifices today for a better tomorrow. Discipline isn't about restricting yourself. It's about freeing yourself from the limitations of procrastination and instant gratification. It's about having the self-control to stay on course, even when distractions and temptations are all around you. One of the keys to discipline is establishing a routine. Create a daily schedule that aligns with your goals and stick to it religiously. When you have a routine, you eliminate decision fatigue and you're more likely to follow through on your commitments. But discipline is not just about what you do, it's also about what you don't do. You need to eliminate the habits and behaviors that are holding you back. Identify your weaknesses and work on turning them into strengths. Remember that discipline is a muscle. The more you exercise it, the stronger it becomes. Start with small acts of discipline, like waking up early or avoiding junk food, and gradually build up to more significant challenges. Another crucial aspect of success is resilience. Life is filled with setbacks, failures, and disappointments, but it's how you respond to these challenges that will ultimately determine your success. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from adversity stronger than before. It's about not letting setbacks define you or deter you from your path. Instead, see them as opportunities to learn and grow. When you face a setback, don't dwell on it. Analyze what went wrong, make necessary adjustments, and then keep moving forward. Remember that every successful person has faced failures along the way. It's part of the journey. Resilience is closely tied to your mindset. Cultivate a growth mindset, which means believing that your abilities and intelligence can be developed with effort and learning. With a growth mindset, you're more likely to view challenges as opportunities for growth and embrace the process of becoming better. Now let's talk about the power of consistency. Success is not about making massive, dramatic changes overnight. It's about making small, consistent efforts day in and day out. Consistency is the secret to achieving long-term sustainable results. Think of it like building a brick wall. Each day you lay one brick. It may not seem like much progress, but over time, those bricks add up, and you'll have a solid foundation. Don't underestimate the power of small, consistent actions. To maintain consistency, you need to stay focused on your long-term goals. Keep your eye on the prize and remind yourself why you started in the first place. When you have a clear vision of where you want to go, it becomes easier to stay on course. Another essential aspect of achieving your goals is accountability. Surround yourself with people who will hold you accountable for your actions. Share your goals with friends, family, or a mentor who can provide guidance and support. Accountability also means taking responsibility for your choices and actions. When you make a mistake, own it, learn from it, and move on.